It's Thursday, August 9. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. The Office of the Prime Minister says adequate supplies of asphalt products are now available on the market. The resumption follows the resumption of refining operations at the weekend at PBCJ. According to a release from the OPM, the refinery was shut down for routine maintenance for approximately 2.5 months. However, during the period, additional maintenance work was required, which extended the downtime. This resulted in a supply challenge in the asphalt market. General Manager at PBCJ, Winston Watson, says the company also experienced challenges in sourcing the commodity on the international market. Transport Minister Robert Montague says transportation fare increase is not up for consideration by the government at this time, despite the Jamaican Urban Transit Company, JUTC, facing a spike in its fuel bill. He was responding on Wednesday to a statement from the parliamentary opposition about the impact of the increase in the price of fuel on the public transport sector. And the Transport Minister says certain members of the parliamentary opposition are seeking to create unnecessary panic with claims about the JUTC. Last week, Michael Phillips, opposition spokesman on transport, said he had been informed that fuel prices were higher than what the JUTC had budgeted for, and the entity could soon default on its payments. Paul Abrams, managing director of the JUTC, has said there is no truth to assertions that the state-run bus company is facing difficulty paying its weekly fuel bill. The Jamaica Police Federation is urging government to reconsider proposals to deploy members of the security forces to secure the nation's garbage disposal sites. Local government minister Desmond McKenzie announced that military and police personnel are to be dispatched to the Riverton City and retirement disposal sites as the authorities try to prevent more fires at the facilities. This following claims that the recent fires at both facilities were the work of arsonists. But Nationwide News is reporting that the chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation, Corporal Arlene McBean, believes the plan may be in breach of the Operational Health and Safety Act. She says certain conditions must be met by employers before workers are asked to work in such hazardous environment. In the meantime, opposition spokesman on national security Fitz Jackson is echoing the call of the Police Federation. He says the government must consider other means of securing garbage disposal sites. Motorists should see a decrease at the pumps in the price of gasoline and diesel effective today. That's according to the ex-refinery costs from PBCJ. 87 and 19 octane gasoline will be sold for $137.16 and $140 per liter respectively, down by 35 cents each. Automotive diesel fuel will be sold for $136.50 per liter, following a decrease of 30 cents, while ultra-low sulfur diesel is down by 30 cents and will be sold for $141.59 per liter. Meanwhile, kerosene decreased in price by 20 cents and will be sold for $118.90 per liter. Remember, marketing companies and retailers will add their respective markup to these prices. The heat being experienced in sections of the island is expected to continue into September. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica says based on the current seasonal forecast, there is a 55% probability that temperatures in August to September will be warmer than normal. It said over the past 3 days, temperatures in Montego Bay, St. James and in Kingston have been around 34 degrees Celsius. The Met Office, however, dismisses claims that Jamaica is experiencing the equinox phenomenon, which is when the sun's position in relation to the earth provides 12 hours of sunlight twice per year in March and September. During the period, temperatures may reach 40 degrees Celsius and could cause sunstroke and dehydration. The Met Office said claims being circulated about the phenomenon are not true. In regional news, the Dominican government had informed the U.S.-owned Ross University School of Medicine that it could have resumed its operations on the hurricane-struck island even before the start of the January semester in 2019. News came last weekend that the university will be moving its operations to Barbados after 40 years of Dominica's major foreign exchange earners. Dominica's ambassador to the United States and the Organization of American States, Vince Henderson, speaking on a radio program this week, read from a 3-page letter Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit had sent to the university in July, indicating that plans were advanced for the resumption of classes. However, Dominica's opposition leader, Lennox Linton, is blaming the government for the departure of the university. He says he's concerned about the economic fallout following the move, as the university contributed to 30% of the economic activities in the area it was located.
There is no easy fix to this devastating body blow that the country has suffered with the exit of Ross. Attempts by the Prime Minister and his team to soap it as a blessing in disguise and open the door to passport money hotels in the Portsmouth area is disingenuous and insensitive to those whose economic hopes and dreams have been shattered by this government's cluelessness and incompetence.
As the Barbados government seeks to bolster the country's floundering economy, it got some advice from a former central bank governor.
Former central bank governor Dr. Delisle Worrell is advocating that the Barbados government of Prime Minister Mia Mottley lease the island's ports of entry as a means of stimulating economic growth and job creation. Worrell, who has been critical of the handling of the economy by the previous Frendel Stewart administration, says the government would need to make major investments to realize the economic potential of the ports, something he adds they can ill afford at this time.
Barbados is also geographically positioned to be a fulcrum between North and South America. Logistically, the island seems natural for air transport links between the Americas. The potential for air freight would appear to offer an opportunity for substantial new business, an opportunity which has not previously been recognized.
Speaking in his monthly podcast on the Barbados economy, Worrell says leasing to major international companies would address all the challenges to realizing the economic potential of the island's seaport and airport.
The operator would bring business through its global network, far beyond anything that the Barbados government could attract on its own. The operator would have access to its own sources of financing, something which is important to a government which has lost access to international financial markets.
The former bank governor says the selection process should be taken seriously and done carefully, and that the applicants should be major international players with proven track records.
Leasing of the Bridgetown Port and the Grantley Adams Airport is the most consequential privatization option available to government. It provides government with a dependable source of income. It secures major international investment, an ongoing priority for Barbados, and it opens entirely new markets and lines of business. Operation of ports and airports by private firms is now commonplace in advanced countries.
Worrell is confident that privatizing the ports can lift overall economic growth by up to 1% per year, with the associated job creation and access to a global network of possibilities.
In sports, Usain Bolt will be given as long as it takes to prove he deserves a playing contract, the Central Coast Mariners said yesterday, after the Australian club agreed to help the Sprint King realize his dream of becoming a professional footballer. The 31-year-old 8-time Olympic champion, who retired from athletics last year, is an avid Manchester United fan who has long wanted to play top-flight football. He has already tried out with teams in Germany, Norway and South Africa to no avail. On the 3rd, the A-League club have agreed to see what he has to offer, with the sprint legend set to arrive at their training ground in Gosford, north of Sydney, later this month. Bolt, who has agreed to live on the Central Coast, said he was thrilled to be given another chance to showcase his abilities ahead of the A-League season starting in October. The 100 and 200 meters world record holder has previously trained with the Norwegian club Strømsgodset and German Bundesliga in Borussia Dortmund and South Africa's Sundowns. Bolt dominated sprinting since taking double individual gold at the Beijing Olympics in 2008. He went on to win a further 6 Olympic golds and picked up 11 world titles. And that's the news on PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.